I've been looking forward to this moment for quite some time, because today we're talking about one brand that should be on your radar, Montblanc. Because these guys really spend a lot of time, a lot of effort and a lot of money on their watch division, and it shows. Their creations really are starting to developing a personality of their own. I have visited them for quite a few times in the last 10 years, and it was really interesting to see how this brand really grew into a real manufacturer. And one of the watches that really stands out most is this 1858 Geosphere, and it immediately shows why it's different. It has two rotating globes that show the time on both hemispheres. Because, as Montblanc says, this watch expresses the spirit of mountain exploration. That reminds me of something. With the Montblanc, he created a completely new watch with a completely new theme. A theme that would later also occur in his Montblanc collections: outdoor exploration. Yes, indeed, the man behind this watch is actually the same man as who created the Tudor North flag. And that's not a bad thing at all. His name? Davide Cerrato. And if anything, this guy is a guarantee for coolness. But there's a little bit more to it, so it's good to know a little bit more history. The brand Montblanc is mainly famous for its pens and its leatherwear. But a couple of decades ago, they decided they wanted to be taken very seriously as watchmakers as well. Now that was a very good choice. So they settled in Switzerland, and quite quickly their parent company called Richemont, they bought a manufacturer that was called Minerva. Now this is a really big name in horology, so Montblanc really spent a lot of time and effort to figure out all the archives and integrate this with their own messaging. And the results are sometimes stunning, as is shown with this 1858 Geosphere. So you'll see Minerva design clues in, for example, the hands, and they even helped a lot with the movement. Unfortunately, the base movement is just a very humble Sellita SW300, but the turning globes are actually a module made by Minerva. This construction makes the watch quite affordable, but it also has two downsides. First of all, the date is a little bit deeper under the dial, and secondly, the crown is not in the middle of the case. Minor details, I know, but horology is all about details now, isn't it? This latest edition has an engraved case back, which means we can't see the movement. And also typical for this edition, which was presented last fall, is the titanium and steel bracelet. Now, I would never go for that combination, it's just not my taste, but honestly it's just personal taste. I would go for a leather strap. I think they also offer it with a gradient on the strap. That one looks very, very good. But what really makes this watch for me is this mud dial with a gradient in the end and then those globes that roll over it. I think it's really a very good looking combination. This is just such a standout watch, and on the wrist it really has a lot of presence. People will immediately notice and will ask you, what time is it on the South Pole? It just wears everything like you can expect from a 42mm case. And because it comes in a steel case, it feels a little bit lighter than the steel version. The case has a nice finishing with brushed and polished parts. And the water resistance is only 10 bars, so I suppose they were just thinking, there are no oceans in the mountains anyway, so let's just keep it there. In all, it offers quite a decent package for quite a bit of a bummer price really. 6,000 euros. That's a lot of money for a watch with a Sellita based movement. Obviously, we like the Minerva module to it, but 6,000 euros, it's a lot of money. I've actually looked into these prices, And there's also a cheaper version. It's made out of steel. It's 5,300 euros. And they also have a very handsome bronze one, but that's even more expensive. That's like 6,100. And that really brings us to a question more important than why can't ostriches fly? Is this watch cock or is it cool? Wow, it seems like Montblanc Mountain has actually crashed our machine. That means, yeah, what does it mean? I have no clue, but I do know this. The Montblanc Geosphere 1858 is one very good looking watch that really stands out. And it does show the personality that Montblanc is developing as a watchmaker. The quality is great as well. They're giving every watch some 500 hours of testing before they leave the factory. And I've seen these tests. These guys are not fooling around. They are really testing every watch for 500 hours in a lot of different positions, temperatures, and even drops. And I really love their brand values of craftsmanship and smart modernity. My only real objection is that price. You know, 6,000 euros. You can actually buy a Rolex Explorer for that money, or an Omega Seamaster 300. Now for that price, I honestly wish they had given it an upgrade in a great in-house movement with some Minerva design cues. We know you've got the heritage. We know you've got the production facilities. We know you can actually go to a higher level of finishing. Please give us this and it will be worth 6,000 euros. No problems at all. I would be happy to spend all my money on that. So please give us that. And this watch will absolutely be one of the greatest watches in the world. I'm genuinely impressed by the face of it and those Minerva design cues. Now show me Minerva on the inside as well. Having said that, I really honestly hope that Montblanc is on your radar as well, because these guys, they're really going places. Period. And what about you? Are you going places as well, together with me? Then please like and subscribe, because there's a lot more to come. Thank you and see you next time.